So dear students, in the previous video we see about the transformer connections. Those are delta delta connection and star connection and star delta connection and delta star connection. So in this video we will see about the open delta connection and SCOT connection and tertiary winding of the transformer. So under that, the first one is open delta connection. So if one transformer breaks down in a star connected system of a three single phase transformers, the three phase power cannot be supplied until the defective transformer has become replaced or repaired. So that means if you consider the star transformer, so if any one phase will be damaged, then that cannot be used for the usage purpose. So to eliminate this one, this undesirable condition, a single phase transformers are generally connected in the delta delta connection. So in this case, if one transformer breaks down, it is possible to continue the supplying the power with the other two transformers, because this arrangement maintains the correct voltage and phase relations on the secondary. So however, this will be provides the 57.7% of the normal delta delta connection with the three transformers. So the connection diagram for the open delta transformer is as shown in the figure. So here we have the delta delta connection, and if any one phase will be damaged, suppose I consider this phase will be damaged, then the open delta configuration is as shown in the figure. So however, how much power will be developed? I already told 57.7% of the good condition delta delta connection will be provided by the open delta configuration. So we have to prove that one by using the theory of the open delta transformer. So how we can prove means, here we have you can write the phasor diagram for the open delta connections. So here we have the VAB and VBC and VCA, and if you want to find the PAB across the PAB and PBC, then we have to write the voltage and current and the cause of the angle between the voltage and currents. But in our previous classes, that means in our first year classes and in our previous physics classes, in the three phase system, and in order to find the two phase powers, so then we have to go for the VAB IA cos of the 30 plus 5, and similarly VBC IC cos of the 30 minus 5. So let here the VAB is equal to VBC is equal to V, and IA is equal to IC is equal to I, and the phase angle phi equal to 0. So then what we get, the PAB is equal to VI cos 30 degrees, and similarly the PBC equal to VI cos 30 degrees. So what is the power developed in the open delta configuration? The sum of the PAB and PBC. So the power delivered to the resistive load by the delta delta connection is P open delta is equal to PAB plus PBC, that equal to VI cos 30 plus VI cos 30, that equal to 2 VI cos 30, that equal to 2 VI cos 30. So with all the three transformers are connected, then what is the power? 3 VI. So what is the ratio between the power developed by the open delta configuration and delta delta configuration is, power developed in the open delta configuration is 2 VI cos 30, and power developed in the delta delta configuration is 3 into VI. So then the ratio will be 2 VI cos 30 divided by 3 VI. So VI cancel. So 2 cos 30 by 3, that means 2 into root 3 by 2 by 3, 2 cancel. So root 3 by 3, that means 1 by root 3. So that is 0.577. That means 57.7% of the normal delta connecting power will develop in the open delta configuration. Suppose if you consider the how much power delivered, if you consider the two phase means, so operating capacity 2 VI cos 30, and available capacity is, for every phase we have VI. So in the previous case we have the 3 VI. So here available capacity is only two phases only. So because of that reason we write the 2 VI only. So what we get, 2 VI or gets cancelled. So we have only cos 30. That cos 30 value is root 3 by 2. That cos 30 value is root 3 by 2. So that can be given as the 0.866. So that means 86.6% of the available capacity will be developed in the open delta configuration. So this is about the open delta configuration. However, this open delta configuration have the some applications. So what are the applications? So the first application is the circuit can be employed in an emergency situation when one transformer in a complete delta delta circuit must be removed for repair and continuity of the service is required. So if any case any one transformer will be damaged, then if you want to remove and for the repair we have to go repair, and that time if you want to maintain the continuity of the service, then this open delta configuration is very useful one. And similarly, upon failure of the primary or the secondary of the one transformer of a complete delta delta circuit, the system can be operated as open delta circuit and can deliver the three phase power to a three phase load. This is also the same explanation as in the previous point. So in the next, a circuit is sometimes installed as open delta circuit with the understanding that its capacity may be increased by adding one or more transformer to form complete delta delta circuit. Complete delta delta circuits. That means we know that what is the difference between what is the ratio of the P open delta divided by P closed delta is P open delta by P closed delta is 1 by root 3. So then the relation between the P closed delta is equal to root 3 times of P open delta. So if you provide the if you increase the root 3 times of the open delta configuration, then you can make the normal closed delta configuration. So these are the applications of the open delta configuration. So next one is SCOT connection. Next one is SCOT connection. So what is the SCOT connection? It is a connection which converts the three-phase supply into the two-phase supply. This is also called as the TT circuit. So the circuit diagram representation of the SCOT connection is we have in the next slide, and the diagram description is here we have. So in the SCOT connection we have basically two identical transformers. What are the two identical transformers? Main transformer and Taser transformer. So in the main transformer we have the primary winding. That primary winding is central tapped. Central tap, that means the primary winding has the n number of turns. So central tapped means n by 2 number of turns and n by 2 number of turns. At the center we connect to the our primary of the Taser transformer, which is having the tapping of the 0.866 n1 turns. 0.866 n1 turns, and the number of turns on the secondary winding of the Taser transformer and the main transformer both are same, and the voltage across the secondaries are equal in magnitude, having the phase difference of 90 degrees. So if you provide the 90 degrees phase shift, then that is the meaning of two phase supply. So in the previous we have three phase. So at the secondary, if you provide the voltages at the 90 degrees phase shift, so that is called the two phase supply. So we reach to our intention that the three phase supply is converted into the single phase supply. And coming to the connection diagram, this description will be reflect at the diagram. So what is the connection diagram for the SCOT connection? So here we have this is the main transformer and this is the Taser transformer. So in the main transformer we have the primary winding and this is the secondary winding. For the Taser transformer this is the primary winding and this is the secondary winding. So in this we have the central trapping, that means totally we have n1 number of turns. So that n1 number of turns will be divided into n1 by 2 and n1 by 2, and these two transformers are identical transformers, Taser transformers and main transformers. So because of that reason, the Taser transformer we can go for the 86.6% of the primary number of turns, that is n1 and the Taser transformer. So we connect in this manner. So this side we have the three phases, and in the secondary side we have the n2 number of turns in the Taser transformer secondary and n2 number of turns in the main transformer secondary. So the same voltage will be magnitude of the voltage will be same V1 and V2, and we can make the primary winding of the Taser transformer and the main transformer as 90 degrees. So the secondary voltages also has the phase displacement of the 90 degrees, that will be shown by the phasor diagram. So this is the phasor diagram. So in this phasor diagram we can represent the R phase, Y phase and B phase as a equilateral triangle. So as equilateral triangle we know that the each phase angle is 60 degrees. So this one is the VYB. So here the VYB will be divided into VBC plus VYC. So this one is the VBC and this one is the VYC, and the sum of these two voltages are VYB. Some of these two voltages are VYB, and at center tap we have the VRC. So that VRC divides our phase angle. Totally we have here 60 degrees. So our VRC divides the angle to 30 degrees, and here 30 degrees. So we have the remaining phases VRY and VBR. This is the phasor diagram. So from this phasor diagram, by seeing this phasor diagram itself, this VRC, this VRC, this VRC is 90 degrees to the VCB and 90 degrees to the VYC. That means VYB. So this VRC is 90 degrees to the VYB. That means what? The main transformer primary winding is exactly 90 degrees to the Taser transformer primary winding. So as a result, this secondary voltage V1 is 90 degrees to the V2. So since we get the 90 degrees phase displacement, we can convert that winding is nothing but two-phase supply. So this is the theory of the Scott connection. So what we observe in this theory means the line voltages of the three-phase system are VRY, VYB and VBR are the balanced and shown on the phasor diagram as a closed equilateral triangle. We already seen in the previous diagram. So the voltage across the two halves of the central trapped primary of the main transformer VCB and VYC are equal and in phase with the VYB, and clearly VRC leads the VYB by 90 degrees, and in the similar fashion VYC and VBC also 90 degrees with the VRC. So the voltage is applied to the primary of the Taser transformer. This voltage will be. So therefore the secondary voltage V1 of the Taser transformer will lead the secondary of the voltage V2 by 90 degrees as shown in this figure. So if you want to prove if you show the V1 and V2 are equal, then we can say that the three-phase supply will be converted into two-phase supply. Since we have the V1 and V2 are displaced with a phase angle of 90 degrees. So we know that VRC is equal to VRY into cos 30 in the previous phasor diagram. So what is the value of cos 30? Root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2 into VRY we consider as VL, line voltage. So that is we can written as 0.866 VL. So V1 is equal to, what is V1? V1 equal to N2 by N1 into VRC. But what is the N1? We made the tapping at 0.866. So N2 by 0.866 N1 into VRC. In the previous diagram itself we can write. So we know that VRC is equal to 0.866 VL. So this 0.866 and this 0.866 will be cancelled, and we can get the N2 by N1 into VL. So that N2 by N1 into VL is nothing but V2. So V1 is equal to V2, and those two are replaced with phase angle of 90 degrees. So that's why we can conclude that our three-phase supply will be converted into the two-phase supply by using the Scott connection or TT connection. So next topic is tertiary winding of the transformer. So what is the tertiary winding of the transformer? So in some high rating applications, the star-star connected transformer with neutral winding. Normally in the transformers, three-phase transformers, we have third harmonics and these are eliminated in the delta-delta connection, whereas in case of the star-star connection, these harmonics are not eliminated. So in order to eliminate that one, what we do means we can go for the neutral grounding of the star-star connection. So at the high rating of the applications, even though we go for the neutral grounding, the star-star connections may not eliminate the third harmonics. So at that time, we have to provide the one extra winding. That winding is nothing but the tertiary winding of the transformer, and that is will be in the form of a delta connected. So since that is a delta connected, So the third harmonics present at the transformer will be circulating in the delta configuration itself. So in this manner, we can eliminate the three third harmonics in the star star neutral grounded transformers. So because of this third winding, the transformer is called three winding transformer. Three winding transformer. So what is the diagram of the three winding transformer? What is the diagram of the three winding transformer? Means this one. So here we have star connection and here we have star connection. Even though we provide the neutral ground, there will be some third harmonics are present. So in order to eliminate those third harmonics, we can go for the another winding. That winding is nothing but tertiary winding. So because of this tertiary winding, our transformer have some advantages. What are those advantages? So the tertiary winding is provided in the electrical power transformer to meet one or more following requirements. What are the following requirements? It reduces the unbalancing in the primary due to the unbalancing in the three-phase load, and similarly it redistributes the flow of the fault current. So the fault current will be circulates in the delta connected tertiary winding only, and sometimes it is required to supply an auxiliary load in different voltage level in addition to its main secondary load. Suppose if you want to have the some auxiliary load, then that load will be driven by this tertiary winding at some cases, and as the tertiary winding is connected in the delta formation, the third harmonics and fault currents are also eliminated. I already told in the previous video. So in the next video we will see about the tap changing of the transformers and the cooling of the transformers. So with this we complete the in this video the Scott connection and tertiary winding and open delta connection. So in the next video we will see about the tap changing of the transformer and cooling of the transformer. With that our fifth unit will be completed. Thank you.